Welcome back to the channel. This is the final episode on the forecasting competition that we have been talking about in the last few episodes. It is designed to give takeaway lessons and will revolve around the link between metrics used to evaluate point forecasts or point forecasting models, the point from the underlying distribution that they target, and the training loss. That is, the function that gets minimized when those models are trained. What we have seen so far is that mean or the expected value minimizes mean squared error. Median minimizes mean absolute error, and the non-conventional median, that is, the median of an auxiliary random variable whose distribution is proportional to the distribution of the target variable divided by that variable itself, minimizes MAPE. See the previous episodes for more details on this. Having said all this, the first takeaway lesson is that if you are using a metric other than the established ones, such as mean absolute error or mean squared error, make sure, or at the very least, try to understand which point from the underlying distribution that has given the data that you have is the metric targeting, and why targeting that point would be useful. For example, targeting mean or median is good because they measure central tendency. However, I am not aware of any reason why targeting the non-conventional median, as the MAPE does, would be a good idea. If you are aware of any such reasons, please comment below or reach out. The second lesson is that once the competition organizer or the business owner who is going to consume the forecasts picks up an error metric, again, based on the point from the underlying distribution that should be targeted, then the forecaster, that is the person who is going to build the forecasting model, should use a training loss that is consistent with the evaluation metric. For example, it does not make sense to use mean squared error as the training loss when the evaluation metric is mean absolute error. Doing so is, at the very best, a wasteful use of data and resources for training, and immediately raises this question. If mean absolute error is an important metric, why the model is not trained by minimizing mean absolute error? If it's not an important metric, why is it selected for evaluation? Here, I am saying a consistent metric as opposed to the same metric, because some of these metrics, for example MAPE, are not fully differentiable, which can create problems for the gradient-based optimization methods. When that is the case, you can use smoothing methods to come up with a differentiable version of the metric that can then be minimized by the gradient-based optimizers. You can find more details on this in the notebooks uploaded to the channel's repository. The third and last lesson is that it does not make sense to evaluate a single forecasted time series using some combination of different metrics. For example, a forecaster using an evaluation metric that is a weighted sum of mean absolute error and mean squared error means that he or she has not understood the problem well enough to decide whether the mean or the median of the underlying distribution should be targeted. If both those quantities have to be targeted, then two separate models should be built, one to forecast the median and another to forecast the mean. Finally, I hope that you will use these lessons in your forecasting tasks, and if you have any objections or questions, please do not hesitate to reach out or comment. In a future episode, I will explore the business cost of violating these lessons, that is, how much money a business may lose if they violate these lessons in their forecasting tasks. Until then, thanks for watching and hope to see you again.